What if I told you that a small neighborhood pizza shop, one with just a handful of employees and no national brand, could generate over $2 million in annual sales? Not Domino's, not Pizza Hut, not Papa John's, just a local restaurant sitting on a busy street corner. At first, it sounds impossible. After all, a pizza costs around $20. How can selling pizza possibly turn into a multi-million-dollar business? Well, the answer isn't about expensive ingredients or charging outrageous prices. It's about a business model so effective that many customers never even notice it. Today, in this explainer, we're breaking down exactly how a small independent pizza shop can realistically reach $2 million in yearly revenue, where that money comes from, where it disappears to, and why some owners quietly become millionaires while others struggle to survive. Let's take a look behind the counter.
Seriously? How does a $20 item build a $2 million empire? I mean, it sounds completely made up, right? As we just mentioned, it's not about jacking up prices or using some insanely rare ingredients. It's about a system so exceptionally effective, you and I probably never even realize we're playing a part in it when we order our Friday night slice.
The real secret here isn't one big sale. It is the sheer, unstoppable power of volume. Instead of selling a handful of really expensive things, they're selling hundreds of smaller things every single day. Let's run the numbers real quick. If an average customer spends about $32 and the shop serves 180 customers a day, boom, that is roughly $5,760 daily. If you multiply that consistency across an entire year, the annual revenue climbs to roughly $2.1 million. Suddenly, that massive $2 million number totally makes sense.
Okay, but wait. You're probably wondering, how do they get that average customer to spend $32 instead of just the $20 for a pizza? Well, every single order is meticulously designed to grow. You might walk in just wanting a pepperoni pizza, but the owner? They are hyper-focused on high-margin add-ons. We're talking about the garlic knots, the buffalo wings, the extra cheese, maybe a 2-liter soda. If a shop owner can get every customer to spend just $5 extra on these items, it literally adds hundreds of thousands of dollars to their bottom line over the year. Think about your own consumer habits for a second. Have you ever noticed that ordering pizza almost never ends with just pizza? Somebody wants wings, then someone else chimes in, well, we might as well get dessert. That is definitely not an accident. And hey, it's not just a lack of willpower on your part. Psychologists call this anchoring, but restaurants call it menu engineering. They are quietly, carefully designing combos to gently nudge you into spending just a little bit more while making you feel like you're getting an absolute steal.
But it's not just about what's on the menu, it's about how that menu actually reaches you. A few years ago, these local shops lived or died by the foot traffic walking through the front door. Today, we are in the middle of a delivery revolution. You can order from your couch, your office desk, even waiting in the school pickup line. Apps like DoorDash and Uber Eats mean a shop is no longer limited to a 4-block radius, they can serve the entire city. And yes, while those apps absolutely take a hefty commission, they are also driving thousands of extra orders that simply wouldn't have happened otherwise.
Now, here's a wild operational secret. A truly successful pizzeria is actually running 2 completely different businesses every single day, right out of the exact same kitchen. First, you've got the lunch business. This is all about speed. Office workers needing a quick bite, students, construction crews grabbing takeout. But then, right around 5 o'clock, the entire demographic flips. Now it's the dinner business. Family meals, the post-game sports teams, movie nights. It's one kitchen, brilliantly maximizing sales for 2 totally different crowds.
To actually survive those massive lunch and dinner rushes, that kitchen has to operate like a perfectly synchronized dance. One person is stretching the dough, another is throwing on toppings, someone else is manning the ovens, another is slicing, and another is bagging up the deliveries. Every single movement is meticulously designed to shave off seconds. Because, in the restaurant world, speed is literally money. Shaving off just a few seconds means less waiting, faster deliveries, and a direct boost to their hourly revenue. But you know, all that crazy efficiency really means nothing if customers don't come back. A lot of businesses burn a fortune trying to chase new buyers, but smart pizza shop owners know the real gold is in the regulars. Think about it like this. If a family orders pizza every Friday night and spends $40, that one single household is generating over $2,000 in annual sales. Multiply that by hundreds of loyal families in a neighborhood, you've just built a remarkably predictable money-making machine. So how do they actually lock in that kind of fierce loyalty, especially when going up against massive corporate chains with huge ad budgets? They become the heartbeat of the neighborhood.
Successful independent shops don't need national TV spots. They sponsor the local youth soccer team, they support the middle school fundraisers, they donate to charity events, and they actually know your name when you walk in. They build deep community trust. And happy, trusting customers are hands down the most powerful, free marketing you could ever ask for.
So, when you stack it all up, the daily volume, the high-margin add-ons, the delivery apps, the ruthless kitchen efficiency, and that intense community loyalty, this little corner shop builds its way straight up to that $2.1 million a year. Honestly, it sounds like an absolute goldmine, doesn't it? Well, hold on just a second, because this is exactly where we need a pretty harsh reality check.
Here is the absolute most crucial thing to understand about the restaurant industry. Revenue is not profit. Just because $2 million flows into the cash register does not mean the owner is pocketing it all and buying a yacht. In fact, running a restaurant is famously one of the toughest, most brutal businesses out there because the expenses pile up incredibly fast. Let's take that $2.1 million and see exactly where all that money disappears to. That massive, beautiful revenue pie gets aggressively sliced up into operational necessities almost the second it comes in. Right off the top, food costs shoo up about 30%. Labor takes another huge 30% bite. Rent and utilities drain about 10%. That leaves a final chunk for other miscellaneous costs and, hopefully, whatever slim profit margin might be left over. Let's zoom in on these slices because it really shows the sheer weight of running this kind of operation.
The very first major hit is ingredients and packaging. Now sure, pizza actually has way better margins than a lot of other foods. Flour, cheese, and tomato sauce are relatively cheap when you buy them in massive bulk quantities. But man, it still adds up fast. For our $2 million shop, a 30% food and packaging cost means they are spending a staggering $630,000 every single year just on the physical stuff needed to make and box up your dinner.
Next up is the human element. You can't run a highly efficient machine without great people. Cooks, cashiers, delivery drivers, managers. And when you factor in payroll taxes, overtime, and benefits, labor easily eats up another 30%. Yep, that is another $630,000 out the door. So, just between buying the food and paying the staff, nearly $1.26 million of our total revenue has already completely vanished.
And we still have to, keep the lights on. Being on a busy street corner is great for foot traffic, but it comes with premium, expensive rent. Then add in the utilities. Those massive commercial pizza ovens, they chew through a staggering amount of gas or electricity. The walk-in refrigerators have to run 24/7. Throw in insurance, water, and internet, and this fixed overhead easily drains another 8 to 12% of the revenue, month in and month out.
And that's just the baseline. Owners are constantly fighting these invisible, everyday pressures. Remember those delivery apps we talked about earlier? Yeah, they take heavy commissions that eat straight into whatever margins are left. Owners are battling constantly rising food prices, nationwide labor shortages, and the terrifying threat of a $10,000 piece of equipment suddenly breaking down right in the middle of a Friday night rush. To survive all this, they have to obsessively track their data to squeeze out every tiny drop of efficiency they can. Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway of this explainer. The story of the $2 million pizza shop isn't really about pizza at all. It's about systems. Massive success in this industry isn't about having some magical, secret recipe. It's about consistently delivering value, ruthlessly managing tight costs, and nailing the fundamentals every single time. Real success is about repeating good decisions thousands and thousands of times. It's the small improvements, applied consistently, that create extraordinary results. The crazy truth is, a business can generate millions in sales without actually making millions in profit, which is exactly why these owners have to track every single penny. So the next time you walk into your local takeout spot, try to look past the pizza boxes. Take a look at the incredible, hidden economic machine humming away in the background. It kind of leaves you wondering, doesn't it? If a small corner pizzeria is pulling this off, how many other quiet, everyday local businesses right in your own neighborhood are secretly mastering these exact same fundamentals?